just a bit outside.
And welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook.
It's Fuck Dallas week.
It is Fuck Dallas week.
I mean, every week is, but especially Kelly Green Day tomorrow. Get to beat up on a injury-riddled Dallas team, hopefully.
With the great Kenny Pickett.
It is Kenny Pickett. I'll tell you, we didn't lose last week because of Kenny Pickett.
No, you didn't.
No, we had our opportunities and we squandered them. Some questionable calls in there that didn't really go our way. That
there was
didn't help. CJGJ getting kicked out of the game was very questionable. He got punched in the face, and he was the one that got a flag.
Yeah, I saw that.
Generally, that's offsetting, but whatever. I mean, an L's an L, and we took it, and there's really zero reason for them to ever have the opportunity to win that ball game. But here we are, new week, and we got to focus and get these last two. So start off against Dallas, shut down CD Lamb.
Yeah.
So
if you do that, the game's over.
Yeah, I mean. And honestly, we don't even have to rely on Kenny Pickett. Dallas can't stop a run. And we have the top rusher in the league right now. So you want to let him try to break a record in 1 week. I think he's 268 yards or something like that away from the record.
Yeah, but this is where Arthur Smith's going to get cute. He's going to make Kenny Pickett throw the ball 40 times.
Okay.
It will be, though.
Against what secondary?
I understand that. But at the same time,
I mean, it's fine. I mean, as long as you keep throwing the ball to AJ and Calcaterra and Devontae Smith, just spread the love. Because I mean, you have to. If you're going to load the box, you're going to be in a lot of single coverage, and AJ loves it.
Oh, I know.
And Devontae can burn people.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
I mean, getting the ball there with Kenny Pickett is a different scenario. Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not doubting anybody's talent level as far as AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Not doubting the talent level. I'm just saying, talent level I'm doubting is Kenny Pickett's.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Philly guy. He grew up a Birds fan, so it's like I'm rooting for him. Of course, I'm going to root for whoever's back there under center for.
Oh, I know.
But specifically for him, I mean, he's getting to live that lifelong dream, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's playing for the team he grew up cheering for. And I mean, I would want nothing more than that. Michael Parsons wants nothing more than that.
Lord.
But no, he's fortunate to be in the scenario he's in and getting this opportunity. And hopefully he flourishes under this chance that he has.
Yeah.
Especially in the biggest rivalry game that we play every year.
I mean, Hurts concussion must be pretty good.
Well, generally, when you get concussed in a game, you usually don't play the next one. That's usually how this goes.
It depends on the symptom level and stuff. I mean,
it
they're
didn't look that bad.
Didn't look that bad, but
he got up and he was cognizant. He was aware. He talked to the official. Still, they decided to pull him. I think it's because we thought we had the game in hand kind of early on, and now where we're at on the far side of the 1 seed, probably it'll take a hell of a lot to happen with the Lions in order to get that back. I think this is just more of a rest, make sure he's 100%.
Yeah,
and let's go forward. Yeah. I think we have the tools and the weapons to be able to handle Dallas this week with really not much issue. So. Run the football and call it a day. I think that's really what's going to allow for us to really just dominate this game going forward. I mean, but you saw with Washington last week, anything can happen, and it is what it is. Yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Just hoping for good, healthy game, come out unscathed, take a W, and move on to the Giants next week.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
If you win, here's the thing: if you guys win this week, Detroit wins. I mean, the best you can do is
the 2 seed. I think we pretty much lock it in
with the win.
With a win for the 2 seed. Yeah. Because the division winners, of course, are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So despite what Minnesota does, we pretty much have it locked in at that point. You would have to see some kind of crazy scenario with Green Bay beating Minnesota, then Detroit losing one.
And what? Detroit's got the San Francisco this week.
I mean, Minnesota beating Green Bay, and then the Lions losing one. And I don't know if that's going to be that's going to happen. There's a lot of different weird scenarios that, like I said, the Eagles can still pull the 1 seed, but losing last week really kind of squandered all that. So I mean, really, you could rest everybody against the Giants and see what you got.
Yeah, I wouldn't really worried about the Giants on that end.
Yeah, just I think we take the 2 seed, and hope Detroit loses their divisional matchup and and get that home game going in to conference championship if that's how it goes.
Did you see the Shefty thing on one of the NFL Lives this week where he's talking about how he could see if Philly's seeding was already locked up, that he could see them intentionally losing to the Giants to screw the Giants out of getting like the first pick?
Oh no, I saw that. That's really kind of funny. I got to imagine the Giants will play something very similar though. If they're going in and looking at the number 1 overall pick, which they control their own destiny for right now, right?
I would be intentionally.
Yeah, I think I would.
If you're trying to get your guy.
Yeah, I think you put out the worst of the worst. You bring up a lot of practice squad guys. But the thing is, though, these are all competitive players. They're all going out there and giving it everything they got every week. So they're not going to want, to not perform or showcase their talents. So that'd be.
Yeah, but at that point, I'm literally putting practice squad guys out there. I don't care if we get beat, get the wheels beat off of.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of, I mean, if you're on the practice squad, you're on the practice squad for a reason.
Sure, but but when you're given an opportunity to play,
I get it
on that level, you're going to try to do everything you can to secure a spot next year. I mean, it's a chance to showcase your abilities, and I mean, it's basically a tryout for next year. What opportunity do you have to play for that club or another one later next year? So it'd be tough. Anyways, we had Christmas Day games.
Yes,
Merry Christmas, by the way. I hope yours was great. We had the Thursday night game, and now we have Saturday games.
Yeah, every day, bro.
Yeah, the Chargers just finished up demolishing
New England. It was not pretty.
And it was rough. But
in New England too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, they did not show up for this game today.
No,
they're on a little Christmas hangover.
Guess I don't know what New England just doesn't have any talent.
Their quarterback's okay. I mean, Drake May's
fine. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah,
but like the talent around it. Stevens is okay, but like their offensive line looks like it's pretty garbage.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot of protection. He doesn't have weapons to throw to. It's
I was looking at their
New England needs kind of an overhaul, especially offensively. I think the defense, given proper rest, throughout a game, that help. And, when the offense doesn't keep the ball and you have a lot of 3 and outs and things like that, the defense is just going to get gassed.
New England's leading receiver is Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
66 catches for 674. It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yards a catch?
Say what?
Yards per catch is not.
Yards per catch, okay. But.
Wait, we're talking about 10 yards a catch. It's not bad. For a tight end?
Yeah, for a tight end.
What you want? Yeah. You're not upset with that.
Yeah, but their fourth leading receiver is also a tight end.
Well,
They're
we said that. What name a wide receiver for New England?
Oh, I couldn't
before you pulled it up, right? You couldn't. That's what I'm saying. You name one for me.
I forgot he was there, but I could have named him. KJ. That's where KJ Osborne is.
Yes,
but I don't know who Demario Douglas is.
That's
their leading wide receiver.
I saw something the other day where they've whiffed on their last 3 first-round wide receivers or first and second round wide receivers.
They took that kid out of Arizona State a few years ago that was supposed to be really good. And they
missed out on, I think it was Ladd McConkey, Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown.
They missed out on everybody.
Yeah. There's been a lot of opportunity they've had there. And it's like, whew, man, just imagine what could have been.
Oh,
well.
Well, that's a lot of teams. You see a lot of these guys.
That's true. That's true. I mean, look at the Birds before Devontae Smith. Yeah, you had the opportunity to get Justin Jefferson. You took Nelson, not Al Galore, but
Rager,
Jalen Rager.
Yep.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Justin Jefferson." You knew the pick was coming, and then whatever reason, Howie decides we're gonna go with Rager here, and I mean he's still in the league, but pretty much flamed out. He's not a first-round talent.
He isn't Justin Jefferson, considering now I've seen...
Well, yeah, when you see Justin Jefferson become, the best wide receiver in football?
Yeah, I saw a redraft of that draft, and I think Jefferson went second or third. I may have sent it to you. I can't remember if I did or not, but it's like that entire draft was like really changed up. That draft actually had... Carolina taking Jalen Hurts in the redraft, which isn't terrible.
No.
Like it's pretty, the redraft itself was pretty crazy. I don't know. But, yeah, the Christmas Day games were interesting for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that was both of them. A combined 5 minutes of interest.
The combined.
Yeah. When KC was up and Pittsburgh drove and then they scored the touchdown and it was called back and then they proceeded to lose like 15 yards in penalties right after that to essentially have to punt. That's when that game ended for them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Houston ever was in the game. When it was 0-0, that was the most they were into the game. And then it was all downhill from
there. Yikes.
Well, I mean, I watched a good chunk of that one, and I finally, I'm done. I'm done. Houston is awful. What was the worst game so far? Was it the Baltimore-Houston game, or was it the Seattle-Chicago game on Thursday night?
That is definitely the worst. Anytime it's 6-3 and that was the halftime score.
Yeah. And
you're forced to just watch that second half because there's nothing else to go to. I mean, Thursday night football has been brutal. The matchups that they select to put on Thursday nights have been awful. They've just, nah. I mean, really, the only reason it gets watched is because it is the only football that's out there.
Yeah, it's the only NFL on Thursdays. Yep.
I mean, it's the only football that you can watch on a Thursday. I mean, of any high level, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you get those weird MAC conference or
game. Yeah, there's always a football on Thursday.
AAC games and things like that. I mean, yeah, there's that Thursday football, but really Thursday night football, you look at the NFL and that's it. That's what's there.
That's it.
And only thing worth betting on Thursdays, at this point in the time of year, I mean, NBA you can mess around with, but there's not even really that many college basketball games because the turnaround. You have Monday, Tuesday night games, and then you have your Friday and Saturday games.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, we're also in there's some college basketball going on right now, but this is usually Christmas break.
Yeah, so, I mean, you usually get some cupcake matchups in there. You don't have high level matchups because there's long windows of time before teams play.
Yep.
Kentucky's on a 10-day break right now, so they don't play again until New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And they played last on the 21st. So
who they play New Year's?
Brown, I think.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, like I said, these games are no one really cares to watch.
No.
They don't have a whole lot of attendance because, of course, all the students are gone, things like that. So, but the thing is, after New Year's, then you're getting into the nitty gritty of college basketball season because now we hit conference play.
Yep.
This is what matters. This is what builds teams. This is how the college basketball season unfolds. Yeah, the non-conference slate is great and everything, but the conference schedule is where it's at. Yeah. And this is when it picks up because, football, there's less and less once these teams are eliminated.
Yeah.
And you just have the playoff matchups.
Yeah, January is usually where I start to watch more college basketball.
No, I mean, I've watched
I watched some.
Watched a lot of Kentucky already. It's just, I get super interested when conference basketball starts, or conference games start picking up. Though it's the Brown game. It's 2:00 on New Year's Eve. It's like right smack dab in the middle of the day. Weird, but I get it. So we'll pick that up, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And really get into the deep part of college basketball as always.
Yeah. Man, we got
the Pop-Tarts Bowl's on too. That is Iowa State and Miami. That is a high scoring affair. There is 11 minutes left in the second quarter, and it's 28-21. So, anybody took the over, I'm sure they are loving it.
You always take the over with Miami, bro.
That's true. I wonder what
because they can score was. And they can't stop anybody.
Yeah. See. We have the opening odds. Yeah, the over-under was 61.5.
Oh, you're all over that, bro.
That's getting cleared.
Easily cleared.
Miami's a 5.5-point favorite. I think if you had the Cyclones to cover, you're feeling good about it right now, too.
They were at 20. There was Miami plus 21?
No, Miami was plus 5.5. Or minus 5.5, excuse me.
Okay.
But if you had Iowa State covering, you're feeling pretty good right now because that's giving you a 12.5 points right now. And the over is definitely clearing. 61.5 is.
Well, you got what?
You're at 49 right now.
Yeah. And ain't nobody stopping.
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns, and Miami's driving right now. So, but let's get into the slate of NFL games for today. We have, of course, the Bengals and Broncos about to. They just kicked off.
Yep.
We got 9.5 or about 9.5 left. Cortland Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little pass interference from Newton there. I'm not sure. But they're going to settle for a field goal here.
I mean, if he's turning looking, I can see where they make it a no call.
I didn't see him turn. I think that's the issue. The Bengals defense we know is god awful. They're atrocious. Bo Nix has that offense rolling pretty well. Broncos defense is pretty solid, but when it comes to the Bengals offense, it's one of the best.
It is one of the best.
And here's the thing: the Bengals have a chance to get into the playoffs. In order to do so, they need to win both of these games they have left. So they got to beat the Broncos today. They need the Broncos to lose to them today, of course, and next week. And they get so. And the Broncos have Kansas City next week. Be interested to see with Kansas City wrapping up that number 1 seed.
Do they really play anybody next week?
Yeah. Do they try?
I can't imagine Mahomes sees the entire game.
I'd be shocked.
I mean, you
gain nothing from a W here.
You're not gaining anything historically. You're not trying to go for the undefeated season.
Right. You've already taken the L.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't honestly.
There's nothing, literally nothing to play for. Except for beating a division rival.
It wouldn't surprise me if they set a couple of guys down next week.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need Mahomes getting hurt over something stupid.
Oh.
You don't need Kelsey getting hurt over something stupid.
No. Jones,
yeah. McDuffie, some of those defensive guys. You don't need those guys. Yeah.
Pacheco, any of them. No, they all need to sit. Because literally, like we said.
Yeah, there's no.
But what's the night game tonight? Is it Arizona and the Rams?
Rams and Cardinals.
Yeah. Ooh. Rams at home. Not that it really is ever a home game in LA. I guess maybe against Arizona it could be.
Yeah, against Arizona it could be.
Rams are fighting to lock up this division, so I like the Rams.
The Rams have looked really good.
Not bad.
In the late part of the season, now that they're finally getting healthy.
They're healthy. I mean, and the Cardinals are 1-5 or 1-4 in their last 5.
Yeah.
And the Rams have won their last 4. And one of those games was against Buffalo.
Is the Call of Duty stuff coming back now?
Yeah, it is. I guess so. It's in full force.
It's in full force.
Yeah. I mean, but this Cardinals team lost to the Panthers last week in overtime.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to figure out when did Hubbard get hurt to be like, he scored the winning touchdown last week.
Yeah.
And now he's on the IR?
I don't know what happened. It's weird, right?
Yeah. It's like, let's just take that L.
Yeah, I think that's.
Let's go ahead and let's take these L's last couple of weeks.
Let's see if we can move up into that first pick.
Let's get us the best pass rusher in the game coming out next year.
Let's figure something out. No, I mean, because defensively, that's what they definitely lack. I mean, there's a lot of holes on that Carolina team.
There's a lot of holes.
That could be what you're looking at there. Yeah. I mean, because you're looking at Hubbard as he's a number 1 back.
He played great this year.
Yeah, you could leave Hubbard. I'd say keep him. I mean, you
just paid him,
right? And I mean, you go say bye to Miles Sanders probably.
Yeah. They just drafted the kid from Texas too.
Right, that too. I mean, he's been banged up all year, but you got a solid 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, it just depends, but I think you look at the running back, you're pretty secure there. You probably want to bring in somebody to match up with Leggett as Thielen's getting older.
Carolina spend money on a guy like T. Higgins?
Do they?
Or is Higgins wanting to go play for a winner? But if he's trying to play for a winner, he's not going to make much on the free agency market.
I mean, I'd look and see what Cincinnati did and sign a cheaper deal, because I mean, the way he's incorporated into that Cincinnati offense is really hard to walk away from that.
You really want to be honest. I mean, Jamar Chase is better. It's
sure,
but it is a 1A 1B type scenario.
They are. They're both fantastic. They both show up. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want to stick around and be part of that system. Now, it just depends on what they can afford to give you at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of a discount are you willing to take? And I mean, Cincinnati can't pay number 1 money to him and Jamar Chase.
No,
it's just not
considering they're paying Burrow too.
Yep.
Man, I don't know.
But what do you think with the way that offense operates? I'd say, you have the opportunity at running back to go get a guy like Miles Sanders cheap next year. I mean, you guys imagine Miles Sanders that really got the opportunities to run the ball because of what Chuba Hubbard's been doing. They
gave him some opportunities last year, and it didn't look good.
Well, that offense didn't look good last year. So, I mean, what do you expect?
I mean, he had opportunities this year, and Hubbard beat him out for the job.
Yeah, I'm not, but that's more to Hubbard, right?
But if you're Cincinnati, with what they've done and Brown had a fantastic season for these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying him jack squat, really.
Yep.
Why not keep rolling with it? You have to pay it. Think about that guy. I mean, he's played just fine.
I'm just saying, you need to do slightly more offensively for bang for the buck, I guess is what I'm thinking for the Bengals here.
I got you.
Anyways, back to Rams and Cardinals. God, we good tangents.
Yeah, that's what we do.
But let's see. Rams are 5.5 point favorites. They opened at 5.5 points. They're up to 6.5 now. So they're taking the money right now. Over under is 48.5 in this game. And that's the same as open. So I could see both teams scoring. Yeah, I like the over in this. We'll find out tonight, I guess.
Well, we'll see. I mean, neither defense, Cardinals defense isn't very good. So
yeah, Stafford's got his weapons back. You got some good opportunity here.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I like the Rams minus 6.5. I don't know about the over though.
Fair enough.
Don't know about the over. I say that, but at the same time, the Rams could get cooking, and the Rams cover the over by themselves. So
you could, absolutely. I agree with you. You let Carolina score 36 on you last week.
Yeah,
I mean, you tell me he got Matt Stafford, Pua Nakua, and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, he ain't got that monster.
Yeah,
Kyron Williams
too. Oof. Yeah, 1,000-yard rusher, 13 touchdowns. I mean, hey.
You ain't got to tell me about him.
I know you do.
I know.
1 o'clock slate games tomorrow. We'll start with Birds and the team we don't like to mention. Just fuck Dallas. Birds are 7-point favorites, even with Kenny Pickett as starting quarterback. Over under is 38.5. That's a low number for a team with a bad defense. And with a guy like Saquon Barkley who could just open it up at any time.
Yeah.
I like the over 38.5.
I like the over. I'm not so sure about the -7 for some reason. Division game.
Here's my thing is I'm thinking with Dallas kind of shutting it down.
But they haven't been.
I mean, they put CeeDee Lamb down. I'm not saying.
I mean, is CeeDee not playing tomorrow?
No, he's shut down for the rest of the season.
Oh, well, then fuck yeah.
I'm just thinking this defense is going to come out with a chip on their shoulder from last week. They're going to want to get back into a stride in the groove of things. We got 2 matchups that bode well for us at the end of the year. I like the opportunity to see Kenny Pickett maybe toss the ball around a little bit and just run the ball down their throat with Saquon.
I got a question for you, and this is going to sound kind of crazy. How much of Saquon do you really want to see this close to the playoffs?
I know what you're saying.
I mean, you got your division wrapped up. You're still fighting for a possible 1 seed.
If we win, we have the division wrapped up. So, I mean, if we lose the last 2 games, Washington can get right back in this thing. But, I mean, with the matchups that we have against Dallas and New York, both at home. Yeah, I think both of them are home.
Yeah.
What do you really?
Nah, I mean, I get it.
I mean, I just don't. They shouldn't squander the opportunity to wrap up the division. Now,
But if you get up big against Dallas, I think you pull him, you set him down. You don't play him against
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this rushing record would be cool and all, but I mean, you just get to a point where it's comfortable and you can rely on the defense to make the stops, and you do what's best in the health of the team overall, not just Saquon, but AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, you got to look at Calcaterra too, because I mean that's we're riding him at tight end right now.
Yeah.
So, and how long do we need to go with Kenny Pickett? I mean, because we might have to roll Kenny Pickett out next week, and he had a rib injury this week that he's going to be playing through. So, I'd say we want to stick to what's going to keep us healthy, especially going into next week too.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this one get comfortable early, make it a relaxing game, but the Birds never do that for me. So,
and here lately, it's been a little on the rough side of that.
It looked good early. It looked good early last week, but then shit hit the fan and a lot of bad breaks, and things just didn't go our way, and ended up losing a game that would have won us the division last week, where we could have been a lot more fortunate to sit some guys this week.
Yeah.
But they made this one meaningful, so here we are.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Birds to cover as well as over 38.5.
I didn't realize the CD Lamb thing.
No, CD shut down.
That just showed you how much I paid attention. I haven't paid attention very much at all. I've been a bad sports podcast guy this week.
Yeah, good job.
Hey, man.
You got one thing to do, buddy.
It's holidays.
Can't even do it.
Holidays. I concentrated on the one other thing that I like to do the best, and that is eat.
Eat, drink, and sleep.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And I did all those really well.
Good. A+ on the scorecard for that, huh?
Yeah.
Jets at Bills. Bills are 9.5-point favorites. Over under is 45.5.
Oh, I like the Bills to cover. Jets are trash.
I mean, how meaningful is this game for the Bills?
It's not really.
It's not.
I mean, they've got the 2 seed pretty much wrapped.
Yeah.
They've got the 2 seed wrapped. Come out. If they jump on them early, it wouldn't be. I don't think you play Allen the entire game if they get them early.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in like, hey, let's save guys for playoff mood. I don't care about once you got your seeding locked, there's no point in putting your guys in.
I agree with you.
Harm's way. I mean,
I like the Bills money line here. It's not going to pay out much, but it's a good thing to toss in on a parlay. Raiders and Saints. Raiders are 2-point favorites on the road here. Aiden McConnell under center. 37.5 is the over-under. Under?
I like the under and Vegas to cover.
You like Vegas to cover?
The 2 points.
I mean, I could see it.
I mean, we've seen New Orleans offense with Spencer Rattler, and it ain't great.
No, it's hard to watch.
It is super hard to watch.
Yeah, let's say, I like your choices there. Stick with that. Not much to talk about that game anyway.
No, it's not. It's trash.
1 o'clock game. Colts at Giants. Colts are 7.5-point favorites. 40.5 is the over-under. I mean, I like the Colts to cover. I mean,
yeah.
Who's not covered against the Giants right now? Yeah.
Everybody is covering against the Giants.
Yeah. Panthers are on the road at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's 8-point favorite. 48.5 over-under. I need Baker Mayfield to have a big game tomorrow. I'm in my fantasy football league's championship, and
you are.
Baker would be a big game out of Baker would be phenomenal for me.
25-point game out of Baker would be wonderful for you, sir.
Yeah, that would get me very comfortable with my opportunity here to take home the title. So fingers crossed for a big Baker game against the Panthers. Luckily, they are in Tampa Bay. That bodes well for the performance of Baker. He does pretty well when he's.
Yeah, I like Tampa to cover tomorrow. Carolina's not really playing for a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is Tampa's opportunity to go ahead and lock up the division as well.
Yep.
So, you want to lock up the division, this is how you do it.
That is it, sir.
Take that W there. Titans at the Jags. That's Jacksonville's actually a point favorite here. You really looking at this, the Giants really could F up everything. The Giants go out and win one. You got a slate of 3-12 teams. I mean, really, do you see Jacksonville or Tennessee wanting to play for a W with the opportunity? I mean, the Browns even. Yeah, because, I mean, you're talking about the Titans and Jags, and the Jags are a point favorite. 39.5 is the over-under in that game. I mean, not that the Jaguars need the one pick. I think you're going to stick with Trevor Lawrence no matter
they're
what.
sticking. Yeah.
Yeah. But the Titans probably might want to go quarterback.
Dude, if I'm Jacksonville and you have the opportunity to get it, this would be the year to get it because one of these idiots behind them is going to want to trade up for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can get you a couple extra picks out of it.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, that you want to try to lose or just try to for that reason.
Yeah.
But it's if you've got your guy, you don't really need to trade. You don't really need a quarterback. I mean, you could take the best available player, but if you know one of these teams are wanting one of these guys. But I mean,
that's a good point.
Question is, I don't see the Giants winning a game under these scenarios because I got to imagine the Giants are in full blown. I mean, they're running. Who's playing quarterback for the Giants tomorrow?
Is it DeVito?
I don't think it's DeVito. I think it's the other guy.
Who cares? Right?
I mean, I don't care, but it's just one of those it doesn't matter.
No, it definitely doesn't.
I mean, they're 28th in passing yards, 21st in rushing yards, 32nd.
Drew Lock. That's right. Drew Lock's been
running it out tomorrow. Okay.
That's right. You're right.
Ugh. 32nd in points for, 25th in points against.
I mean,
averaging 14 points a game. That is awful. You're an NFL team, and they got somebody from Iowa coaching there. Is that what's going on?
Probably.
Ugh.
I mean, really, outside of Neighbors, who do you got offensively?
Nothing.
Yeah. All right. Well, Titans and Jaguars, another meaningless game outside of both teams are 3-12 and vying for the top pick. So, loser is one step closer to that pick. Next game has another 3-12 team in it. This is the Dolphins at the Browns. Dolphins are 3-point favorites. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is the quarterback for Cleveland right now. We had a brief conversation about him.
Did.
His career touchdown to pick ratio is 1-9.
Ooh. I like those numbers.
Yeah, for Miami's defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see some stuff that Myles Garrett is kind of wanting to know what Cleveland's direction is going into next season.
I mean, we talked about this before. If I'm Myles Garrett, I got to know what the direction is. Am I part of a rebuild? Are we going to stick with Deshaun Watson?
Watson's coming back.
I know that. But I mean, is that something you want to follow with? I mean, is he going to be the starter when he comes back? Like, what is the?
I don't know.
That's what I need to know.
I'm not paying a guy.
I need to know. What is the plan going forward? Because if you're sticking with Watson, and we know that I'm out. Yeah, you got to get me out. Get what you can get for me and send me somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to be competitive. I want to play for a team that's competitive. I want an opportunity.
Yeah.
Give me that opportunity.
I mean, Myles Garrett's arguably one of the best defensive players in the game, if not the best.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably. I would want to be in that dumpster fire.
No, sir.
Especially if you're going to bring Watson back. I mean, you're paying him millions of dollars to play, to the tune, I believe, of 40. $45 million, something like that. I would want it. If I'm doing that, I'm paying the guy. He's going to play. But if I'm Myles Garrett, I want out of there. I don't want any part of that dumpster fire. I won't want any part of any of that.
Nah, no one wants to be part of that. That sounds awful.
It's just like, what is going on? But Miami is already eliminated from playoff contention, correct? Or they still got a shot?
No, I think they're eliminated from playoff contention. To give you an update. Nope, they still have a shot, and they have an outside shot.
But they got to win.
They've got to win.
And get some help.
Right, they need some help. So you're going to need Denver to lose. That's going to be one.
Okay.
The Colts losing would be beneficial to them as well. But you're going to need a loss from Cincinnati along the way, too.
Well, you ain't getting that because one of these teams is winning.
Right. So you have Cincinnati and Denver both playing. So the Chargers are locked in to the playoffs.
With their 10th win today?
Yes. So they locked up a playoff spot.
There you go, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So Pittsburgh's locked into the playoffs as well. I mean, really, you need Denver to lose. So because they're 9-6, 10-6 is probably they'll lock them in. 10-6 will lock them in. So
that pretty much means
they need Denver to lose both, drop both of these,
and they have to win both.
And the Dolphins need to win both, but they're going to need the Bengals to lose another one. They're in a tough situation again.
Yeah.
But they still have everything to play for right now. They might not have anything to play for tomorrow, depending on the outcome of the Broncos Bengals.
Yeah. Broncos win, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Right. Mm-hmm. Actually, if the Broncos win, they'll lock up all playoff
in the
scenario
AFC?
For the AFC.
All right.
That would give you 3 teams out of the AFC West.
Insane.
When we talked at the beginning of the year, that you would have probably had 3 teams out of the AFC North.
I would have thought 3 teams out of the North.
That would have been my guess. Yeah.
I definitely thought. You're still getting 2.
Yeah.
With Pittsburgh. But I would have swore that you'd have got 3. Pretty sure we said that.
Yeah. Well, I will say, you've got 3 teams locked into the playoffs for the NFC too.
Those guys have been balling.
Yeah.
It's been driving me crazy.
Yeah, so you've got
rough when you're rooting for a team who has a fantastic record and got 2 teams above them with better record.
I think when you look at it, if Washington wins this week, they will lock a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And then you'll have just the division winners of the NFC West and South. Of course, the South's going to come down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're both actually last 2, both Tampa Bay and Atlanta. The Rams, with a win this weekend, should lock up the NFC.
I think so.
I think that will do it for them because I think they have the tiebreaker over Seattle.
Yep.
Yes. So, yeah, the Rams win and they're in.
Well, that gives them a ton to play for, which I got to imagine they're playing for the win anyway.
Of course. So, but, you still have the outside chance of the Seahawks or a wild card even out of the NFC South if Washington drops the last 2.
Yeah.
So there are opportunities around the board still. It just depends on how Washington turns out this week.
Man, they got this week. They play Monday night.
The Falcons. So the Falcons have everything to play.
Ooh. Man.
425 game tomorrow is important to you.
It is very important to me. It could
playoff seeding's big.
It could. We're still a while. It's still for a wild card.
Lock the wild card spot. spot. So you got that. But
Yeah.
playoff seeding comes in.
Yeah, it would move us up a seed.
It'll help because you'll still have the chance to overtake the Vikings.
Yeah. God, man. I got the Vikings favored by 1.
Yeah, Vikings favored at 1, but they're a 1-point favorite at home, which basically means neutral site game or home game for the Pack. Because usually Pack, they say a home field advantage is 3 points.
Yeah.
So that's says a lot about the Pack and what the Pack have to play for. The way the Packers have been playing lately, I like the opportunity they have.
I'm taking Pack money line.
Yeah, I'd take the Pack money line. Absolutely. I think Green Bay is going to win this one. The over-under is a little much for me at 48.5. I think you're probably looking at something like a 28-20 game here.
28-20 would be it.
48.
Yeah.
That makes it tough, right?
Yeah. Man. Most expensive ticket of the week. Looks like for the weekend matchup anyway.
$285.
Yeah.
If Dallas was worth a shit, it'd be
that would be a big ticket game.
That'd probably be your big dollar game. Falcons at the Commanders tomorrow night. Like we just talked about, that one has a lot of implications there. Falcons are rolling with Penix. I like Washington covering 3.5 here.
I do too.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are going to go ahead and wrap up their playoff.
I like Washington in 3.5 and the under.
Under 46.5.
I mean, I just don't think
I don't see Washington put that amount of points.
Well, I don't see Atlanta putting up.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. You're going to need a lot of points out of Washington. I don't see Atlanta putting them up. Yeah.
I don't either.
Atlanta's defense has played great lately, but the two opponents they've had really aren't the best offensively, so that would say a lot for them. However, the Falcons have squarely put themselves in a playoff opportunity spot, so see how that goes. Monday night game, Lions travel across the country, San Francisco. Lions are only 3.5-point favorites on the road here.
I like it though.
I do too. I mean, San Francisco's done for the year. Mean, they got nothing to play for. All their running backs are just beat the hell up.
Yeah. Yeah, you like the old meme I said to you, huh?
Yeah, it's true. One of the most dangerous jobs is being a running back in Shanahan's offense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially this year. Jesus.
Yeah, they've gone through 4 with they've been on IR at this point.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so give me the Lions. Lions are undefeated away this year on the road. Both of their losses have come at home. That says something when it comes to playoffs and having that home field advantage.
Yeah, but who'd they lose to? They lost to a Buffalo team in which they scored 42 points and still lost.
Right. I mean, but Buffalo piled on early, and then they lost to Tampa Bay early. Yeah, I wouldn't even. I'm not holding that one.
I'm not holding that one.
But yeah, I mean,
I don't really hold either one of them. I mean, when your offense,
but the thing is with the Lions, they've started slow in a lot of games. They're trying to crawl themselves back into games, so they are vulnerable in some aspects.
Yeah, well, their defense is great right now, but
it can't be. Well, what do you expect?
Yeah,
it's tough to play defense when half your starters are hurt.
Yeah,
or out.
Yeah, ain't even hurt. They out.
Yeah,
they are out. It's I don't know.
Regardless, I like the opportunity Golf and company have in front of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me Detroit -3.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
They'll spell out pretty much all the playoff implications for it. Because if Atlanta loses and the Bucs win this week, which could very well happen, that will wrap the Bucs up.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
Atlanta has a tiebreaker.
They do have the tiebreaker. So they could have the Bucs lose next week, Falcons win next week.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Well, the Falcons are fortunate in that aspect, I guess.
But a loss and a win puts a game in front of them.
Yeah. It gives the Bucs everything to play for.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs are going to beat the wheels off Carolina tomorrow. I don't see Carolina winning.
And they finished the year with the Saints, too. So the Bucs look like they should go 2-0 these last 2
They
weeks.
should.
They should.
Should.
Yeah. especially with a lot on the line.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but you say that Atlanta has Carolina next week.
Carolina, we talk a lot of shit about Carolina, but
they've looked better recently.
They look better.
Look better.
Look better, and Atlanta's looked worse.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think Atlanta wins tomorrow, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, fair enough. College football playoffs in full swing. We've talked about it. New Year's Day and New Year's Eve get us started. New Year's Eve, we get started with Penn State and Boise State.
Yeah.
I like it. Love the matchup. Oh, you owe me $10, by the way.
I do owe you $10. I will send it to you in just a second, sir.
No, you don't have to send it to me. I'll just tell you a bet I want to make this week.
Oh, I'll put something stupid down. You know me.
Throw $10 on something for me. I'll get it to you. See.
I'm always on it.
Yeah.
I'm always on it. You know that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but Penn State, Boise State. Penn State is a 12-point favorite here. I like Boise covering. I love Penn State's defense. Don't get me wrong. But, Genty's a monster.
Everybody has game plan for him, and he still ran for 2,400 yards.
Exactly.
Hey,
Penn State's going to game plan for him, and guess what? He's still probably going to break 100.
We're gonna put all 11 in the box.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't like the 12 either.
I don't like 12. I think that's way too much. Now I know Penn State beat the brakes off SMU last week, which I predicted.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
And I mean, it was bad quarterback play from SMU.
It was bad quarterback play.
Bad throws.
Bad.
I'll let you know about every one of them too.
I told you, I watched it up until the third one, and I was like, "Fuck this!
Yeah,
I ain't watching this trash."
Yeah, 2 pick sixes to start the game, man.
Well, you look at bad quarterback play.
Yeah.
Look at the first 4 drops. The first drive where they're moving.
Yeah,
chance to score. He throws it into traffic instead of running for the first down on 4th down.
Yeah.
And then it's back-to-back pick sixes.
Yeah.
And then it's, our defense holds, does good. We've got a good chance to score. They get down inside the 5, and he throws another interception.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Or like at that point, he killed his defense right there.
Oh, he definitely did. He demoralized them.
Yeah. It was all him.
Yeah, I mean, when you have opportunities to get back in the game and do that.
At that point, if they score there, it's 14-7.
Yeah, you're right.
It's still a ball game.
Yeah, you're still in it. Anyways, the game got out of hand, and it got out early for them. Ended up being 38-10. But like I said, I like Boise State covering. I think Penn State still wins this.
Yeah, I think Penn State still wins. I like Boise to cover.
I like Boise to cover, but Penn State ultimately going to come away with this one. And then we get the New Year's game. 3.
I think Texas.
1:00.
I love Texas against Arizona State.
Minus 12.5.
I like them minus 12.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're putting my $10 to a parlay right now.
I'm with you.
I think Boise covers. I think Texas covers. And then you have Ohio State at Oregon. Ohio State's a 2.5-point favorite, despite losing to Oregon.
There was some gamesmanship that could have sent that game the other way.
It could. I mean, it could have, but Ohio State would have still had to score.
They just needed a field goal.
I know, but they still would have had to score.
Yeah. They still would have had to score. But
in the opportunity, Oregon would have had a chance to punt.
10 seconds in a late.
I know, but they would have punted instead of ending that game. It's still a lot to go there.
No, they were on defense. They didn't have to punt. Ohio State had the ball, and they took a deliberate 12-man on the field penalty and took the 10-second runoff.
Oh, no, yeah, defensively, yes.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State was moving, and it would.
Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking of a different scenario.
And then Will Howard slid at the end and just didn't get down quick enough.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they had a shot at it.
They did.
But I don't know, man.
Ohio State looked very good against Tennessee.
I feel like Oregon is getting screwed in this whole mess.
Well, I mean, yeah, as the
number 1 seed,
seed, you get probably one of the two best remaining teams outside of them.
I mean, Ohio State's better than Penn State. We already know that. They played.
Yeah. Well, and then I like Georgia over them too.
Me too.
Yeah. They're playing. And that's even without Carson Beck.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I feel like Oregon would have much rather drawn a Texas, a Penn State here.
Yeah.
Notre Dame even.
Well, it goes back to these conference champions, you know.
Yeah.
ACC conference being down. You know, so you didn't get that power. Big 12 being down. You know, they didn't get one of those first 4 seeds. Well, I mean, I guess Arizona State did, but Arizona State's not.
They shouldn't have been rated as high as they were.
No.
Right.
No.
I mean, ultimately, Clemson's falters at the end of the year. Really, Clemson probably would have been the 4.
Yeah.
And you would have probably moved Arizona State back into that 12 spot.
It's just, I like the 12 team playoff. I think it's good. The problem is, really and truthfully, your winner's going to come in the top 6.
Yeah.
It's not coming outside of that.
Not unless someone gets hot.
I mean, it would have took.
All the lower seeds won convincingly last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I thought maybe an 8-team playoff was probably right where you wanted to be.
No, but what they did is they freed up the opportunity for them to look at putting a 3-loss Alabama in.
Well, you get
3-loss South Carolina.
Which would have been better
probably
than Arizona State, Clemson. But I mean, Tennessee really didn't make a valid point for anybody, unfortunately.
No, they didn't.
These being road games do make it a lot more difficult, right?
I don't really like.
What if you were simply to switch Ohio State and Tennessee, and they played in Neyland? I'm not saying it's a loss for Ohio State, but I'm telling you that home field advantage for Tennessee would have been there.
I don't like the home field advantage in that.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I think it should be neutral site all the way through.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I like the neutral site opportunities, but it does give that playoff feel for once in college football that you've never had before.
What that really is, it's just sucking Notre Dame's cock is what it's really doing. That's all it's doing, because Notre Dame can't be any higher than a 5th seed.
Yeah, they can't.
Cannot be any higher than the 5th seed because they're not a conference. They're not in a conference.
Right.
And so that's like, oh.
Well, that's going to force them to go.
Oh, they'll bench. I don't know. They've got no reason to go anywhere right now.
Except money. I've told you, even the money aspect is there for them. If they move to a conference, they make more money.
They make more money right now.
They don't.
They make like $60 million from NBC by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ACC pays them like another $30 million.
That much?
Yes, it's stupid money. Like it's between 20 and 30 million to play that weak ass partial schedule. They get all their own money from NBC, and then they get the ACC's paying them. Like if they were to go join a SEC or a Big 12, a Big 10, they're going to make them pay. They're not going to they're going to have to go under their own TV deal.
According to current projections, if Notre Dame joined a conference like the Big 10 or the SEC, they could potentially make an additional $9 million or more per year compared to their current independent status.
Okay, $9 million more, but you know what? I got to play the SEC.
Right.
Am I going to be in the top 5 if I'm playing the SEC every week?
I mean, not consistently. But that's because they're already given the benefit of the doubt as it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's only $9 million more to join that conference. Why not and in that logic, why not stay independent? Keep playing my shit ass schedule. Keep all these historic rivalries going.
But they don't matter anymore.
They don't matter. You and I agree with you on that. Like, I don't give a fuck that they play all the Armed Forces Service Academies. I don't care. Don't care. I need to see them play somebody better. I mean, their schedule this year was supposed to look a little different. Florida State wasn't what Florida State was supposed to be. But, like, their ACC opponents were who? Louisville.
Played Louisville.
And Florida State was supposed to be their other team. That's it.
Yeah, well, yeah. And
They played Stanford, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Virginia. They did play one SEC school in A&M early. But then they turned around and lost to Northern Illinois. Matter of fact, they paid Northern Illinois to come to their house and beat them.
Wow.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Money-wise, I mean, yes, you could make $9 million more off a TV deal, but you're not playing for a national championship.
Are they? I don't know. I feel like you see a team like Georgia that's competitive in the SEC every year, despite whatever comes up.
Georgia's way better than Notre Dame.
I know that. They're only a 1.5 favorite.
I don't know how. You know why they're only a 1.5 favorite? Because Carson Beck. Yeah.
All right, I got Georgia covering.
I mean, Notre Dame's not beating Ohio State.
No.
They're not beating Oregon.
I'd be shocked if they could beat Penn State.
That would be a better ball game.
It would be. But we're probably not going to get to see it. You're going to probably see, like I said, the way I'm predicting it, it's going to be Georgia and Penn State.
Think Penn State beats Texas?
Penn State plays Boise State.
The next round, they would have to play. They would play the winner of the Texas.
They
Arizona.
won't beat Georgia.
Who?
Penn State, Boise State winner plays Notre Dame, Georgia winner.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, Texas, Arizona State winner plays the Ohio State, Oregon.
Penn State's not beating Georgia.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think Georgia's almost going to walk to the championship.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
Georgia, I think Oregon has the toughest task.
Or Oregon 100% got the worst part of the bracket.
Yeah, because now they got to play Ohio State again, who's way better than an 8 seed, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate saying it.
They are.
But they're way better than an 8 seed.
Honestly, they were probably the 5th seed.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I see why you gave Texas the 5th seed. I get it. Your only 2 losses are to Georgia. And the SEC championship game was a much tighter game than the first one.
Yeah. So, I get it. I mean, like we said, we like Texas to cover. I really think the Oregon Ohio State game is going to be a toss up. It is in the Rose Bowl, so that should play a little bit of a role for Ohio State. Oregon
should
over Ohio State.
Should.
I just if it gets into a shootout, I like Oregon.
I do too. Jesus. I was complaining about ticket prices last week. Do you see this Arizona State Texas game?
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It was a Texas home game.
$1,700?
Ooh.
Compared to Notre Dame Georgia's tickets are $66.
Here. $6. Well, yeah. What, for Penn State, Boise State?
No, for Georgia Notre Dame.
That's weird. That's the Sugar Bowl.
I'm sitting here looking at it.
Huh. I mean, that's close enough to both teams. Right? I mean, why not?
They're just trying to keep Arizona State fans from being able to afford to go to the game. This could be all Texas fans in Atlanta.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but literally.
But like Louisiana's not an awful distance from either Athens or
it's
South Bend.
It's a Superdome.
Yeah.
$66.
It's weird.
I pay $66 to go sit in the nosebleeds for that game.
Yeah, why not?
I ain't paying $1,700 to go sit in the nosebleeds for Arizona State and Texas.
No.
Fuck, I'd pay $81 to go see Boise State and Penn State.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm definitely gonna be in on that one. I like Penn State to get it done. I don't think they cover that. 12's a lot. 12 is a lot. Defense is good though.
Well, when the quarterback's throwing the ball straight to you, it's good.
Helps. It helps. I agree with you. So really, what's your prediction? Oregon, Ohio State.
Oh my God, dude. Originally I picked Ohio State. And then last week I never really changed who I thought was going to win it. I just said it's hard for me to pick them.
Yeah.
I don't think Oregon beats them the second time. I think
that's a tough task. It's
I think
tall order.
I think Ohio State wins this game.
Okay.
And here's the thing: is as much as I don't really believe this, but apparently, Ryan Day's playing for his coaching life at Ohio State.
No, he's not.
That's
just what the fans want you to believe.
I saw some of that retarded shit where they were talking to an Ohio State fan last week. I think after we had done the podcast, and they were talking about how, you can't beat Michigan. I don't care if his record's 66-10. It could be 4-72, and I'd be happy if all 4 wins were Michigan. I'm like, no, the fuck you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, you dumb fuck. No, you wouldn't.
You have ups and downs with those things happen.
Dude, you and I talked about it. I would take 10 wins at Carolina all day long, even if those 2 losses were to Duke and State every year.
It'd be Duke and Georgia Tech, but
it would be Duke and Georgia Tech. It would be. But I would take it. I mean, fuck, I expect the Georgia Tech loss every year. So
you're already used to it.
I'm used to that loss. I can handle that one.
That one's fine. I'm used to that one.
Yeah.
I expect it.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I've been telling you that for years.
No, I get it. Yeah, it's right.
It is right. Fucking, you talking about pissing somebody off. That game pisses me off every fucking year. Every year.
You need to get the locker room pregame for one of those. Just back once, guys. Just beat this team, please. Just for me.
You sons of bitches. You know how much money I've lost because of you guys. I'm to the point where I bet on them now.
Betting on Georgia Tech against your team. I love it.
Fuck. What? It's a 10-point spread. Georgia Tech's covering that all day long.
So you're taking Ohio State?
I think I am.
Okay.
I mean, I really like Oregon, but I'm taking Ohio State. After watching them
beat the same top 5 team twice in a year.
It happens. I mean, Georgia did it to Texas.
I understand. I'm going to take Oregon just to be devil's advocate. Because I think we're probably looking at a shootout because Oregon's offense is just potent, right? I'm going to take Oregon money line. I mean, there's something about this Ohio State team in the playoffs, though.
There's something clicked last week.
Yeah,
against Tennessee, and Tennessee was never
Yeah, I mean, you got me dancing the line thinking they're going to cover 2.5 now. They got a chip on their shoulder from losing to Oregon already.
Yes,
I'm going to take Ohio State. I'm with
you. You're going to roll with it?
Yeah,
we're going to throw that in the parlay.
Yeah, let's make a parlay for
Boise to cover.
Boise to cover.
Penn State money line.
Well, yeah.
You can still do Boise to cover Penn State money line.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to make it a 5-legger essentially. Georgia to cover 1.5.
Yeah.
Ohio State to cover 2.5.
Yep. Texas cover the 12.5.
Shit, you might as well take Ohio State money line.
Yeah, if you're going to do it.
You're gonna do it.
Well, if you're going to do 2.5, what's the money line? Is it?
It's gonna be lower. So because that means they're gonna win outright.
Yeah.
Or wait.
You would take the minus. But that
Yeah,
would be
you want to take. Yeah, we'll take the minus 2.5. Sorry, I'm looking at it backwards.
Yeah, we just do Boise to cover the 12. Texas cover the 12.5. Ohio State to cover the 2.5. Georgia cover a 0.9.
I like it.
I like it too.
I hope we come back next week and we look at this and we're like,
yeah.
Look what we did.
Yeah. And then fucking Notre Dame will do something stupid.
That's the JABO bet of the week right there. That's your parlay of the week.
Kiss of death, maybe.
Yeah, it is a kiss of death. It is. But we're going to throw the $10 I won off Steve on that one.
Man, we'll make it 20 on it.
Okay.
I'll match the 10.
Hey, whatever, man. Let's do it. And then we'll split the winnings.
I will put it together here shortly.
Okay. Good. Let's get it while these money lines stay where they're at, or where these bet lines are.
Man, what do you think of the Ole Miss by minus 17 over Duke?
Kind of like it.
I don't like it too, considering Duke's quarterback jumped in the portal.
Yeah.
And then they got the number one quarterback in the portal.
Yeah.
Weird. How the hell is Duke managing that?
Well, that's probably why the guy went to the portal.
Well, I mean, he played at Tulane.
Yeah.
What else you got? You want to talk any more about these games?
Oh.
Games going on tonight?
I don't really have much, really.
We do have Colorado and BYU in a Big 12 matchup in the Alamo Dome. In the Valero Alamo Bowl. These bowl games just have no fucking meaning.
Shador playing?
Yeah. Shador's playing. Travis Hunter's playing. They're both playing.
Colorado.
They have the most expensive insurance coverages.
I bet they do.
Well, you got potentially 2 top 5 NFL picks.
Yeah.
Even though they keep saying they're going to go 1 and 2. I don't believe that.
It just depends on what teams land there and who needs what.
Well, the Giants seem
because
to be...
Travis Hunter's playing one position when he comes in, and it's going to be DB.
I think so, too.
There's no way he's a wideout in the pros.
I think he could play wideout if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
If he said, hey, I'm going to play wide receiver.
He's going to make more money as a DB.
I mean, I think he's okay as a DB. I think he's okay.
He's better at DB than he is at wide receiver.
Come on, man. He won wide receiver of the year.
You know better.
Yeah. He should have never won that, by the way.
Right.
Should have never won it.
He won defensive player of the year, too, didn't he?
No.
No? Okay. But no, I honestly think...
No, he won the Heisman, and he won wide receiver of the year.
Wide receiver.
And I still think Genty should have won the Heisman.
He
had literally the second best season ever for a running back.
Yes, I know. I mean, we know what we're talking about here. But no, legitimately, I think he's a better DB than he is a wideout.
We'll see.
I mean, just the fact that you could draft him on potential on either position.
You could take you're taking it. Hey, we got a guy that we don't really.
Let's say you use him in spots at DB in his rookie year. You could throw him out at wide receiver immediately.
Dude, you could throw him out at wide. You could put him in slot. You could put him as your nickel DB immediately. Mm-hmm. You could put him as your slot receiver immediately.
Yeah. And you're not playing every down, so I mean you do have some versatility with him. I mean, I agree with that. I don't know if that warrants a top 5 pick unless he's going to be an all-pro at one of those positions.
I don't know what you're going to get from him. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, you can look like
we know what you get out of his girlfriend.
Fucking
what a whore!
Right, Lord. And this dude is like,
yeah, man, throwing a hot dog down the hallway with her.
Simp of the week, apparently.
That is simp.
Like, ooh, there ain't no way, bro. No way. Oh, my bad.
No, it's you.
No,
shout out to Con in the chat. Yes, sir. Jabo's back of the week, baby.
Bro is always here, man.
Appreciate him.
Very appreciative, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, what we got is a slate of
what's Con thinking since he's in the chat? What do you think on these playoff games?
college football. Yeah, that's what he's got.
I'd like to see. I want to
know. We've got college basketball. Talked about already ramped up. You had your slate of NBA games Christmas.
Yeah.
I think you had 21 million viewers or 28 million. Yeah, I remember I saw it somewhere. It was a stat for NFL Christmas Day.
30.
30?
Yeah, Netflix is saying 30.
Okay.
They've had the 5 biggest streaming events in sports.
5 million views for basketball.
Basketball's taking a hit right now, sir.
Well, the way the game's played is not as exciting as it used to be. The way you lock down, the way defenses play. There's too much flopping in the game. There's
too much sitting.
Too much sitting. Yeah. The guys are always, especially the all-stars, pointing fingers here, and there. Like LeBron James wants to talk about how they don't have the college or the Christmas Day jerseys. Like, that's not a detriment to the game.
It's not the Christmas Day jerseys, bro.
It's not. I promise you it's not.
It's the lack of interest in a game in which players take games off all the time.
Right. I'm not interested in watching the Sixers play without Embiid for 50% of the games.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested in a game where you're going to kick out Embiid for arguing with the ref. I'm not. I'm not interested in that. I want to see a good competitive game. I miss some of the hard-nosed defense that used to be allowed to be played. I hate watching guys flop around and do stupid shit. So it's like it's almost like who could draw a foul better.
Yeah,
that is a part of the problem for the game. You need to start suspending guys and finding guys for flopping. Egregious flops need to be penalized.
I don't like the jacking 3-pointers up all the time. Like it is, I
don't think that's going to change.
I get the analytics side of it, but like I don't take a lot of what Gilbert Arenas says to heart. But he had a point. I was listening to one of his podcasts one day, and he was saying that what's wrong with the game today compared to when he was playing is it was points by every means necessary.
Yeah.
You know, how we can score. If it means going to the basket, drawing a foul, and getting it from the free throw, cool. If it means taking an easy layup or a dunk, cool. Doesn't mean you got to jack up 75 threes in a game.
Right. I know where you're coming from. It doesn't have the impact on the game like it, like the high level dunks, the flashy passing, really kind of the hits in the game.
It's
the way, a guy going to the hoop and then getting annihilated. Those were some of the most exciting plays in basketball.
A guy going in the hoop and fucking just destroying the defender.
Right. Yeah. Going over him. You've been put on a poster. You miss that stuff because we much rather get to the middle of the lane and then toss it back out.
Yeah.
And not risk the injury, not risk the hard foul, things like that. It is a shooter's game now. And I would like to see more of a hard-nosed attack at the basket type game. But for the types of players that are in the league,
bunch of soft guys.
Well, that I think social media is allowed for that, right?
Yeah, they're
Look
soft.
at Kevin Durant for it.
He's soft.
He's
soft. A great player.
Great player, but you're soft.
He's soft.
Yeah. No, and you've seen like Kevin Durant talk shit about these guys and how soft they are.
Right.
I said Durant. I meant Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I say Garnett?
Yeah, you said Durant, but I know you meant Garnett.
I meant Garnett. Garnett talks about how soft these guys are. And they are.
They soft. They all soft.
Like, you imagine trying to go against Charles Oakley?
Now?
Well, in his prime, not now. I think
I wouldn't want to do it now.
Probably not.
I wouldn't want to do it now.
No, exactly.
You saw the video of him getting thrown out of Madison Square Garden. Did he look like he wanted any part of that then?
I wouldn't. Those security guards were probably like, you want me to do? No, thanks.
If you want me to do that, I quit.
I quit.
But no, man. Oakley, Rodman.
Yeah. Oh, Rodman.
Lambeer.
Yeah.
The Celtics weren't any better with.
Well, and you also miss like the shit talking, like Larry Bird just being in somebody's mug.
The like all the media, like they say between like him
Garnett
and Jordan,
yeah,
that it was Bird and Jordan were like the ultimate shit talker.
right. Well, we've all probably heard the story of Larry Bird like being felt disrespected
Like,
by
they
being
put a
guarded
white
by a
guy-
guy on him. He's like, why is there's a white guy on me?
And as he should have.
Yeah.
I mean, Larry's done what's sad is Larry fucked up his back putting a driveway in at his mom's house.
Right. You don't hear those.
No, nobody's doing that shit anymore.
I mean, that comes back to a lot of these guys feel so entitled because of how much money they make too. And he's taking games off and just I can't play back to backs like Embiid. Like, come on, dude.
You got to play back.
Quit being soft. And the thing is like Embiid likes to talk shit. And like Embiid seems like he could be that guy, but he's not because of his actions.
He's soft.
He's soft.
He's soft.
All of them are.
They're all soft.
I haven't found a guy that's hard in the league now.
The only dude that's hard in the league is Draymond. That's it.
Draymond, but he's soft.
But he
too.
has soft stuff too.
But he's super soft. He bitches and moans all the time, and he takes cheap shots at players. I mean, that's soft. Okay. That's soft pussy ass shit too.
I did like the video of him taking down both the Lakers guys the other day though. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
because you could tell he straight up grabbed and just dropped.
Yeah,
it was good though.
Yeah, but punching a guy in the dick's that's a low blow.
No, that's a low blow.
Yeah, Draymond's that. So.
But I mean, he's about as hard as you can get in the league.
I mean, yeah.
What's his name? Why am I having him? Steven Adams. I would
Adams
think
used to be. Yeah.
He's a hard dude. I would say he's kind of hard.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah.
I mean, because he don't have any problem.
Right.
Look, I don't really know any. Like, there's no like enforcers in the games anymore.
Like, imagine trying to dunk on Shaq back.
No,
he didn't care about getting a foul. He's gonna put you on the ass.
Yeah.
He's like, you really want to test me?
Yeah.
I'm bigger than everybody in this league.
Shaq, it's probably the most dominant guy I've ever seen play.
Yeah.
I mean, I
get him the ball in the low post, and I mean, he'd take two guys to the rim with him.
I never got to see Wilt play in his prime, but Wilt was like,
but he was
so much bigger.
But I mean, Shaq was too. That's the thing. Like body wise, and the way his body held up for so many years with all the weight that he was putting on that. I mean, that was impressive.
Yeah, when Shaq was in the league, there was a lot of 7-footers. When Wilt was in the league,
there wasn't any. No,
there wasn't
I know.
Any.
But what I'm saying is, like, you take a 7-foot frame and then you put the size to it.
You put 350 pounds on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even Olajuwon, I think at 7 foot, 7'1", was only like 270 or something like that.
Thick. He wasn't thick.
He was all muscle.
He was, but God, man, that guy he was fun to watch. He's just he step back and take a little 15-footer in your face. The hook. I mean, everything that man played with. God, he was fun to watch.
The 2 titles that they won when Jordan retired. He was the best center in the game for those 2 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, and he destroyed all the other ones along the way.
He did.
Destroyed Shaq, destroyed Robinson, destroyed Ewing.
I mean, that was prime Olajuwon.
I mean, he put it on everybody.
I mean, he was paired with a guy like Clyde Drexler that helped tremendously.
I mean, they had a lot of
and
guys.
Then Charles Barkley goes there and just tries to hope to chase the same success. I hate it for him.
Well, I mean, he tried it there. I mean, there's a lot of guys that tried to win titles. I mean, look at Malone going to L.A.
Oh, that was when he had Gary Payton.
Malone, going to L.A.
Steve Nash.
Yes. Kobe.
It's weird that team still couldn't put something together to be. I mean, I know Gary Payton was on the back end of his career. Karl Malone was on the back end of his career. Nash was still pretty good.
Yeah, but Malone was right off of 2 years removed from an MVP season?
Yeah. I mean, you see how quickly it drops off.
It does drop. I don't know. What else you got? Pro Football Hall of Fame finalists were announced today.
I have not had a chance to check it, but
I've got the list right here in front of me.
I know Eric Allen's on there.
Eric Allen is finalist.
Yes.
Jared Allen is a finalist. Willie Anderson, Jahir Evans, Antonio Gates, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, Steve Smith, Terrell Suggs, Fred Taylor, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda.
Well, Kuechly's in.
I think Kuechly is 100% in.
Eli Manning will be in.
I think Eli.
His last name's going to carry him in the 2 titles.
It's the two Super Bowl MVPs.
Suggs too.
Possibly. The ones I don't really know. It's really hard to talk about offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the cornerstones of teams, to be honest. Without those guys,
I think Yonda could get in.
Yeah.
What you got? Adam Vinatieri too is the other one he said, right?
Yeah, Adam Vinatieri is in
the
there.
lone kicker on there for first time.
I
think you end up passing on a kicker first round that year.
Yeah,
first ballot.
I don't think he gets in. Me personally, I think Steve Smith should go in over all the other receivers.
Smitty, absolutely. Reggie Wayne could have an argument.
He's got more yardage than Reggie Wayne.
I know that.
He's got more yardage than every other receiver up.
Reggie Wayne.
One.
So?
On the back.
He was the number 1 receiver on that team, wasn't he? It was because he was emerging over Harrison at that time.
Maybe.
I might be wrong, but I feel.
Are you saying that's what makes Torrey Holt above him too?
No, his NC State status does.
Yeah, I'll get out. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. No, Steve Smith is actually like 6th in all-purpose yards.
No, I mean I agree with you. I do agree with you. I'm just saying Reggie Wayne has an argument.
Maybe.
No,
I mean, I think Reggie gets in. I'm not saying like.
I like Smitty. I agree. I think Smitty should be in.
I mean, I didn't think
100%.
Andre Johnson should have got in last year overseas.
No, I think Smitty had more playoff success, more yardage, everything.
Yeah, he had more.
I think, but Andre Johnson had been on the ballot longer, and I think that's probably where the push came from.
Yeah, well, the push is awful.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just how this Hall of Fame ballot works.
But
I mean, you're talking about, Kuechly and Manning are definitely.
I think
those are going to be.
I think Eli's getting in. I'd like to think Luke gets in. If he doesn't go in this year and goes in next year, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Kuechly's. I think Fred Taylor, man, I'm having a hard time.
Fred Taylor's a while, I think.
How long you go? And then you got the, that's the modern era guys. And then you got the seniors category, which one of my favorite players is in, and actually 2 guys that I'm actually rooting for in that category. Sterling Sharp.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp would be cool.
I'd like to see him get in. And then
the coaches category, you have Mike Holmgren.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think Sterling gets in. I think he's going to be the one. They have to at least get a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3 from that category.
Yeah.
So I think Sterling's going to get in, man. He was on his way to being a bona fide Hall of Famer before he hurt it. I mean, Jesus, dude, he'd had 10 more years with Brett Favre throwing him the ball.
I get it.
He wouldn't have gone anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Gates gets in, right?
I don't know if he gets in first.
What do? You put his turf toe in there first? Like, instead of like have a bust of him in there, you just have a toe?
His toe.
That man was out with turf toe all the time.
I don't think Jared Allen gets in this year.
No.
I mean, if you look at his, where is Jared Allen on the sacks list? He's
not top 10.
You don't think he's top 10? I don't think he is either.
I don't think so.
I don't think he is either. Let's see. All-time sack leaders. I do not see him anywhere close. Terrell Suggs is 8th on this list, by the way.
That's why I think Suggs is auto.
If he doesn't get in this year, he definitely gets in next year. The whole Luke Kuechly stuff. I didn't realize, we were talking out of it before, but like those stats are stupid.
He's phenomenal.
Stupid. I did not realize that in his 8 years, he led the NFL in tackles, all linebackers in tackles. Like it was just stupid numbers.
Kuechly was phenomenal.
Yeah, he got up before the concussions got him, and I don't blame him.
I mean, really, it would be kind of a shame for Smitty not to go in and Kuechly be the first, like, all-time Panther.
Nah, man, they got that last year, brother. Peppers went in last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Peppers did. But, I mean,
Peppers is fourth.
Career.
Yeah. He spent a large chunk
in Green Bay.
Well, he spent
a
chunk in Carolina. Then he went to Chicago.
Chicago.
Then he went to Green Bay. And then he went back.
Chicago's the other one.
He went back to Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to go in a Panthers jersey. I think that's really what the big thing is. But, like, when I'm talking about
anybody
entire career, for the most part, Smitty spent
his
90% of his career there.
Yeah.
But he spent a year or two in Baltimore.
Had a few. Yeah, I think he did like 3 years in Baltimore.
Okay.
And one of them was a redonkulous year.
Yeah, it was a good year.
And then he was having the same type year.
Kuechly never put on a different year.
No.
So
I like that kind of loyalty. You don't see it anymore.
I mean, it was 8 years.
But I mean, I don't think he'd have gone. If he hadn't retired, he wasn't going anywhere.
No, he would have been paid and
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. No, you don't let a guy like Kuechly walk. He retired at the peak of his career.
Yeah. I mean, if what was homeboy's name that played for San Fran that went in last year too? He's a linebacker that cut his career short too.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I'm having a brain fart about it. I'll remember it on the way home. I'm sure. I'll be sitting around.
I see his face right now.
Yeah. God damn it! Now I got to Google it. It's gonna drive me crazy. But like, it's right there. I'm like you. I can see
Patrick Willis.
There you go. I mean, he kind of did the same thing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But I mean, other than that, man, did Con ever respond to our college football playoff prediction?
No, he did not.
Shame on you, Con.
It's all good.
Anyway, am I going to break Bruce Smith's sack record of 200 sacks?
Probably not. It's a ridiculous feat.
I mean, Peppers played how many years? And it only ended up with 159 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But there were times I thought that he didn't give it his all the time.
Dude, let's talk about a couple things real fast before we get off of here.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing, I just saw it. Greg Gumbel died today.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, he died yesterday.
Yep. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. 78. Had cancer.
Yeah. Speaking of death, we haven't talked since found out we lost one of the greats in Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I saw that last week too. That was rough, man.
Yeah.
Just Ricky Henderson had such a personality.
And
every time he talked about himself in third person.
Apparently had
Ricky goes still second.
Apparently had like $1 million check sitting at his house that he hadn't cashed.
Since like 89.
Just sitting there. They were like, where's the check at? Like, what? Who does that? Yeah, I saw the Will Clark interview talking about, I guess they were in spring training.
Yeah.
And he's talking about like Ricky with like the biggest personality and how like, Lasorda was getting him the hold sign because he was wanting Kaseko and McGuire to get swings. And he's like, oh, I'm ready. Just go. Ricky gone.
Ricky's definitely one of the best.
So riding here, I heard a stat that he has 700 either walks or intentional walks from the leadoff spot of an inning.
Why?
I don't know. Because if he gets on first, he's getting the second.
No, no, that's why I don't understand. Why would he have that many?
I don't know. It was some stupid number. I think I sent it to you.
I must have overlooked it. Man, damn, that's almost like saying I just want to put a runner in score position.
Like every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to you this afternoon. It was an Instagram reel. I'm almost positive I sent it. But it was stupid stat.
Yeah.
I sent you some Tiger Woods stat too that was dumb.
What about his son getting a hole in one? He's gonna have to pay.
Yeah,
John Daly's
no, there's another
one.
From like I think it was 2007. Was it 2005 to 2017? It was a 12-year span of Tiger's career. Just in majors, just in the major tournaments, he was the only golfer to be under par throughout that entire list.
Really?
He was, I think the guy said, minus 164.
Jesus.
Under par.
100. So 164 strokes.
Yeah.
Better than par. Number two.
No. That's just under par.
So no one is even plus one, plus two.
Number two was Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Who was plus 99.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then the next guy was like plus 118 or something like that. But that's just in major tournaments.
Right. No, I get that.
In that 12-year span.
That's crazy.
You just hear some of these dumb stats and you're just like, what? The other dumb stat for Tiger was in the history of the PGA, there's only been 3 instances where a player has won 5 or more tournaments in a row. Tiger Woods did it once where he won 7 in a row.
Yep.
Did it again where he won 6 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And the third guy is Tiger Woods when he won 5 in a row.
I mean, that he is a golfing legend.
Dude.
Just at his peak performance, Tiger Woods was an unstoppable golfer.
Should have just kept fucking them bitches. That's when his game fell off.
It was when he got caught.
Yeah.
Wasn't that he wasn't still fucking him. He just when he got caught.
I love the Ron White bit where I think you sent it to me where it's like it's not the 18 that he did. It's the 18,000 he said no to.
Do you have that kind of restraint?
This guy slept with everyone that he had the possibility of having sex with. It's saying no. See, that's where you just don't get married. That's where all that comes in. You get an old clip snip and
I mean we've
burn it up, sir.
We've given that advice to young rooks in the league.
Everyone. That is my advice to any athlete. Travis Hunter better be the next dude to do it.
Oh, yeah, because that girl will take him for everything he's about to make.
Oh. And
he'll be somebody else's kid.
Probably. Ain't in hell now.
Yeah.
And that dude's defending her too. Like, get out of here, bro.
Dude, so much evidence against her being just a dirty, dirty whore. I was like, you gotta be better than that, man.
I saw a meme today that said it was
especially before going to the league, you got to cut ties with that dirty fraud.
I saw a meme today that it was Genty giving out that girl's password to everybody.
Nice.
I was like, oh,
it probably could be.
That's funny.
You probably had that piece too.
There's a chance. Sounds like everybody's had that piece.
He's out there free willed it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
College basketball news. Miami's coach stepped down.
Doesn't like the NIL. Shocker.
Exhausted.
I would be too, bro. You're like 75 years old.
I think I get it. I mean, the transfer portal, the NIL, it's a different game.
It's minor league sports.
It is.
It's minor league sports in a very, very, very professional manner.
But
I don't like it.
Here's the thing. Larry Nagel made a Final Four with all NIL prospects.
I get it. I understand it.
Transfers, everything. So we know that you had the potential to do this job here and adapt. And I get it. You're much older. You're part of the older coaching generation. Took George Mason to a Final Four.
I mean, Tony Bennett walked away because of it.
Yeah.
And he's not one of those older guys.
No, he's not. I just think it's going to take a special type of coach to be able to navigate the foundation that's college basketball, college sports in general.
Well,
right?
I think a lot of these old guys aren't gonna
No, I mean, I think that's why you saw Jay Wright get out. it's
Roy
Williams left because of it. I think Coach K probably retired a little earlier than expected because of it.
Yep.
I think the next ones you see on deck are going to be guys like
Boeheim probably did the same thing.
Yeah, Boeheim probably just like, oh, nope, this is more than I wanted.
Yeah.
I like cheating instead of, it all being on the table.
I
mean, I get it. I think you're going to see it with Calipari soon too. Because he's so egotistical that he just thinks his system's eventually going to work again in this league, and it's not. Is he a great recruiter? Yeah, absolutely.
And now he's got all the NIL money he can possibly want.
So, it doesn't matter. He's proven at Kentucky he can put together a roster. At Arkansas, he's put together a roster, and you've got the talent there, but the product on the floor is not going to be the same. You've got to be able to coach, professionals at this, right?
Yeah.
Some of these guys are going to be making a lot of money. In some instances, they may be making more money than you. Look at the guy that went to BYU.
$7 million.
$7 million. He's making more than the coach.
Ridiculous.
Right?
Ridiculous.
So
for a dude that ain't done nothing but be good at high school basketball.
In AAU.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Ain't really done anything other than that.
Crazy.
And he's going to make $7 million to go to class for one semester.
Yeah.
That's it. One semester.
Next stop, NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude would have been 7th in money for lottery picks this year.
Yeah. Nuts, isn't it?
Stupid amount of money. What they're going to end up having.
But I think they took their entire NIL budget and blew it on one guy. And I don't know if is the key to success.
Here's what's going to
I don't think so, because he's got to have talent around him.
Yeah.
You saw what happened when it was just Kobe in LA. You saw what happened when it was just Carmelo. You saw what happened when it was just Dame.
Yeah.
In Portland. Hey, these guys can't do it alone.
What's going to happen is you're going to see a point in the near future where the NCAA is going to be like, hey, look, you can make all the money you want on personalized deals with endorsements and this and that. But as far as the college itself and NIL, we're going to put a cap on it.
You have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to. And you've
got to have a budget for every school that could say this is the salary cap for the school to offer in college football and college basketball.
Absolutely.
Because because then you're creating. Ultimately, should it be a free market? Maybe. Yeah, but at the same time, you're restricting the professional level to a certain cap to make it competitive. So why aren't you doing it for your sport?
That's it.
So it should be.
College football don't care because you've already got the SEC and the Big Ten. Well, like, fuck you guys. We'll split off. We'll start our own shit.
Well, are they going to ultimately do it if they come down with this? Probably not.
No, they probably won't.
I don't think so because ultimately you already have the governing body in place in something that really doesn't need to be governing anymore.
Yeah.
Because of how wide open it is. But to make it competitive across the board, so you don't see the amount of transfers, you don't see just the amount of money that's exchanging hands at this point for amateur athletes.
Well, you're going to have to get to a point too where, like, hey, we're offering you this NIL money, but it's going to be for 2 years.
2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
Because you go get the 3-star guy. I expect you to be here 3.
Yeah.
This is a contract for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. I'm not paying you NIL. And what gets me is you're getting these guys that are getting these decent NIL money.
You're gonna restrict transfer, right? At that point, when you're saying, here's the amount of money you're getting, This is a buyout if you want to transfer.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to come down to. You're going to have stuff like this.
You're going to forfeit some money.
You're going to forfeit money, or you're going to have to buy yourself out of a contract, or another school's going to have to buy us out if you decide to transfer.
And I'm okay with that.
I think that's fair because the same thing goes for coaching, right?
Does the buyout count towards your NIL budget from the other school doing the buyout?
Yes, 100%.
I'm in there. I like it.
I agree. You're going to make this a professional league, essentially.
Then act like
a professional league.
Yeah, don't be like, I'm going to leave.
No, this ain't the Wild Wild West anymore. No,
I mean,
that's because that's what it is right now. You got a school like, say, Texas, who probably has more NIL money available to them than anybody else.
There's a lot of them.
I mean, I know, but I'm just saying Texas, based upon the size of the alumni, the size of the state, the size of the fans.
A&M probably right there with them.
A&M's probably close to it. I agree. I'm just saying you take a school the size of Texas.
Want to talk?
How much more of an advantage do they have over a school like, say, we said BYU?
Yeah, they got a huge advantage. I mean, look at like Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Phil Knight's come out and pretty much said,
open check,
whatever you need.
Yeah, if we got a guy we want to pay $25 million, and he's that guy, let's pay him $25 million.
There ain't no college guy worth $25 million.
No, there's not. There's barely pros that are worth $25 million.
I know,
but I'm saying.
Football's that sport that, like, one player, like a quarterback can kind of change.
The quarterback can
change a team.
Now you have it in basketball too. One guy can change the course of your entire team.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
You got a bucket getter like for instance, Cooper Flagg is probably as valuable to his team as anybody else in the league.
He leads them in all statistical categories.
Right,
exactly. At one point in time, he did.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he's one of those guys that's going to alter the course of your entire season.
Yeah.
So you'll have other guys like that that come along. There's not very many. Let's say for what we know, like 2012 Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
He wasn't a big point getter, but I mean defensively and just the amount of attention he required when they were all on offense.
Yeah.
It changes the way teams defended that team. That team was deep as shit. So,
I mean, they had 10 starters.
Yeah.
10 legitimate starters.
Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was in college, I mean, he changed the course of Duke that year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been plenty of guys, right? So those are the types of players that are going to change the course of a team. But those are the ones that are worth probably the $7 million. But for like a school like BYU, let's say, I guarantee you their budget's not much more than the $7 million they're giving the kid.
Yeah.
For basketball, like I just don't see it.
You're not going to get anybody else to come play with him
because you're not going to be able to get the money for it.
That's it.
Unless there's some donor that we don't know about in BYU, some Mormon that's just giving a fuck ton of money out here.
It's the dude that owns the Jazz and the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah.
That billionaire.
He's sitting himself there so he can be like, hey.
He's a BYU alum. So, like, if he wants them to be good,
he can make them.
He can make them good.
So, did Utah ever decide on what their team name is going to be?
No, they're just going to be the hockey club for this year.
This year, right? I know. I thought they voted on everything. It was going to be. I mean, Yeti is 100%.
I like that one. Yep.
Yeti.
Like that one.
I know. I just went off detour, but to close out our conversation today, like college basketball, the college football world is, and there needs to be major changes now.
College athletics, period.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Baseball maybe is third most important.
Yeah, maybe.
So there might be some baseball programs that can support themselves out there, but really, I mean, there's not very many basketball programs that support themselves without a football program.
We are very lucky to root for a couple that can,
right?
But very lucky. But it sounds like my college, my favorite college team, it looks like they're going head first into the.
Yeah, we didn't talk. Man, it's been the last 10 days have brought on a lot of stuff. We didn't talk about Belichick.
And talking about he wants to turn them into a full blown, like they brought in Joe Lunardi as essentially like a GM type guy.
Yeah.
Like they want to become a pipeline to the NFL. They want to train these guys straight from high school.
Yeah.
Like other than the limited practice time and stuff that, all college, they want to train them as professional athletes from that point and what it takes to be.
So not go to school.
I mean, they still have to go to school, but it's still like,
I mean, that's 12 to 14 hours a week being a full-time student.
Yeah. But I mean,
so
and what it takes to be, I don't want to say be competitive at that next level, but to be like, I mean, you have to sacrifice time. There's a lot of these college guys, they're not sacrificing time.
No, they're making an ass ton of money and don't care. So, I mean, it's going to take a special athlete to go to Carolina for that. Because now they know they're going to have a regimen in front of them that's not like any other college.
Yep.
So, you got guys, let's say.
Saban in Alabama probably had a pretty good regimen.
I bet they did.
I don't know about.
I'm not saying. But I mean, is Belichick going to draw recruits because of the way he coached? Because when you talk to professional athletes that have played for him, they tell you the difference from going from a team that's Belichick coached to another team.
They either the ones that play for him, they either love the fuck out of him.
Well, I think they love him because they win and there's success there. But they'll definitely tell you it's not fun.
It's not fun. You will be successful,
but you're not going to have fun doing it.
You're not going to have fun doing it.
But when you find teams that are having fun while doing it, that makes it a lot more difficult, right?
Yeah.
So, Georgia's a prime example. They're winning and having fun, and their fun isn't really good. They just like to drink and drive.
Georgia is the new Florida.
They are.
Just waiting on some murderers to happen.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to match that tally.
Yeah. Wherever fucking.
You stolen laptops.
Stealing laptops, fucking. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we'll continue all these conversations next week because we've gone over an hour that we wanted to.
Yeah.
So, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, sir. We will be back sometime next week.
Maybe after the New Year, maybe right before the New Year.
Who knows?
It would be great to come back right after the New Year so we can talk about this bet we laid down for you. So the JABO Parlay is on deck for you to get to. You got plenty of days to listen. Lock it into yourself. Hopefully we help you make some money.
Yeah, I got to remember that thing. I can put it together.
Yeah. You already know it.
I know.
Only 5 legs.
Yeah, I'm not even going to do the fifth leg. I'm just going to go with I'm not worried about the Penn State money line.
Why not throw it on there?
All right.
Why not? It just makes it a 5th leg. It ain't going to increase the odds by much, but hey, 5th leg. Let's go.
I'll do it. I'll throw it.
All right, then.
Next week, sir.
Till next time, bro.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you later.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.